Hey! Oops. I really should adjust this prior to going live so that I don't make everybody sick with motion sickness. Okay. So, I'm cooking, but not for me, although I can eat it too. I am cooking for, hey Rachel, I'm cooking for the littles. So, if you follow my posts, you may have learned that little marmalade, yeah, it is good for them. I've researched it, and a lot of people have researched it. So, if you followed my posts, you'll know that little Miss Marmalade contracted tapeworms. So it's not the flea-sourced type. So the most likely place she got it is from her raw food diet, because that's what my dogs eat. They eat raw food. Or she ate a dead mouse that I didn't notice that she ate. So, but I'm not taking a risk. I'm going to take a little break for the next month from the raw food, and I'm going to cook them vegan dog food. And I might throw in fish in there every so often, just to give them a little bit of variety. And I still eat fish at home when I'm out, but I can always buy them some salmon or sardines. I know sardines are really good, or mussels are amazing for dogs for their joints. So I've researched this. It's completely safe. You have to obviously do it balanced, but a lot of people have in their minds that if it's not kibble or something prepared, then you shouldn't do it, and you should be worried. Cats have to have meat. They need the I can't remember if it's amino acid or something called taurine. Cats have to have that to survive. Dogs don't. Dogs can be herbivores, and they're not necessarily carnivores. So my old dog used to be a vegetarian for a little while until somebody threw him a piece of steak, and then I lost him to the meat world. But he was perfectly healthy. So I'm cooking. It cost me $18, and I'm gonna have, you look hot and shiny. I was riding before. I'm just oily. So it cost me $18, which is less than what I normally pay for a month's supply of raw food. And we're going to see how long it lasts. So I found this recipe on this page that I can't remember the name of, but I'll post it after. And I think a vet actually made the recipe, so I'm pretty impressed with it. And so you have a lot of variety that you can do, and it's real food. I'm not giving my dogs fake crap. I'm giving them real food, so there's no reason why they can't have it. But if you're going to try this yourself, you have to make sure you research, because there's a lot of foods that dogs can't eat because it's toxic to them. Hi! So the basis of the recipe is that half the recipe is from beans. So that could be black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, mung beans, black-eyed peas, whatever. I'm going to be using red kidney beans. Then a quarter of the recipe is a whole grain, so it can be brown rice, it could be quinoa, it can be barley, split peas, oats, buckwheat, things like that. I'm going to be using brown rice. And I cooked way too much brown rice, so I'm going to have to freeze some of this, although I'm probably going to have to freeze the recipe in general. Then 1/8 of the recipe is a green vegetable. So, and you can either provide it raw, or you can lightly steam it. So that can be kale, it can be broccoli, green beans, peas. Yeah, exactly. It's the same for humans. Beets, I don't know why that's in the green category, but I guess before they're cooked. Bok choy, Brussels sprouts, any of those greens that most people don't like to eat themselves, although I like that stuff. So I chose kale. So I chopped it up really fine, and I sauteed some kale. The only reason I sauteed it is because Picasso has no teeth. So I'm trying to make this as soft as possible for him to be able to eat it easily, which is part of the reason why I started doing raw food. Yeah, dogs can be vegan. Then another 1/8 of the recipe has to be a red vegetable, so sweet, well, red or orange. Sweet potatoes, carrots, I'm looking at my notes here, pumpkin squash, like that sort of thing. I think red peppers would work too, but that's going to be too hard for Picasso to chew, and I don't have a food processor. If anyone out there has a food processor that they don't use and they want to either donate or sell it to me for a cheap, cheap price, I want it. So I'm doing a sweet potato. I couldn't tell if I was supposed to cook it or not. I know the carrot I could have just ground up, but I'm using sweet potato, so I'm going to, I'm baking it. It should be ready actually any minute. Let's test it. Whoops. Not ready yet. So we'll wait a little longer for that to be ready. And, oh, extras that you can add in moderation. You don't want to give too much of this because then you might give them the poops. So fruit. So blueberries, which it's Picasso's birthday today, and he loves blueberries, so he's going to have a little blueberry treat soon. Blueberries, bananas are good, cranberries, peaches. Yeah, sweet potato. I started cooking. I didn't just start cooking the sweet potato. I've already been making my rice and everything. So the sweet potato maybe has, I don't know, 10 minutes left from the peel. Strawberries I give them, raspberries they love, anything like juicy, cantaloupe, they love cantaloupe. So those are options that you can give like as treats. And then you can add some oils in, coconut oil, hemp oil, flax oil is really good, olive oil. So those can go in there, and then you can also put spices, ginger, turmeric. You're making that, I'm baking some too. Yeah, it takes a while. I should have cut it to make it go faster. Ginger, cinnamon, parsley, cilantro apparently, which I have some, so I'm going to see if they like the taste of that. And then you can also add nutritional yeast, which I have. Nutritional yeast has like a cheesy kind of taste, so it's used a lot in pastas and dishes that have cheese in them as a replacement. So, and the one I have is fortified with B12, which is great because B12 is usually found in meat. So I'm going to sprinkle on some of the nutritional yeast. Kelp is good as well. And then for some like butters, you can use peanut butter and almond butter. So right now, Marmalady is taking an omega-3 for her fur because she's gotten really like less furry. So I'm going to actually give everybody the omega-3, and I put it in peanut butter and I feed it to them like that. And they love it, so they'll get a little scoop of peanut butter, and that'll help Marmalady gain some weight too because she's gotten very skinny. And what's awesome about this recipe is I can eat it too. I probably won't because I'm going to save it for them, but I'm going to taste it. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it all up and try to make little patties, and then I can freeze the ones that are not ready. And the dogs can eat them frozen, except for Picasso. I'm going to have to defrost his and make it mushy so he can eat it. So what do I want to do right now? Okay, so I have my 2 cups of beans, and then I'm going to do 1 cup of rice. So where's my other measuring cup? That had, oh, it has my kale in it. I'll just put my kale right in there. So that's a ½ cup of kale. And this is obviously not going to be one meal because you only have to feed 2 to 3% of their body weight. So my guys are only about 10 pounds. Yeah. So they're only going to eat about a third or like 0.3 pounds of food a day. So now I'm going to take 1 cup of my rice. If the sweet potato is not ready in the next few minutes, I'm just going to grate up carrot. I'm going to use carrot as my red vegetable. So 1 cup of brown rice. Picasso is like itching to eat this. He's at my feet. They're all at my feet, except for, I don't know where Kalu. Oh, Kalu is watching from the distance. Look how cute she is. Can you see her? See her little face? Watching from the distance in the doggy bed? She's just waiting, biding her time to get her little treats. Oh, she's back over here because she knows I was talking about her. She heard her name. Okay, so my 1 cup of rice. And what else did I say goes in here? Oh yeah, I'm going to put my nutritional yeast just to get it in there. So this is what that looks like. You can buy it at a health food store. And like I said, mine has B12. They don't all have that. I specifically chose B12. So I'm going to not put too much, just like a sprinkling. Mix that up. I might try and mash this so that the beans can help me form like a patty. So you can see how that looks. And I'm going to put coconut oil directly in this. So I've got my coconut oil right here. I'm just going to take 1 spoonful. I don't want to make it too oily or heavy. So I'm going to take 1 tablespoon, like that, a heaping tablespoon because it melts to nothing, and throw that in there. Yeah, my old dog used to be vegetarian. There used to be a kibble actually prepared by the company Medi-Cal, which makes veterinary brand foods. And he had a lot of food allergies when he was young. And he always broke out in hot spots, and he was constantly biting himself and itching himself. So he's always on antibiotics, and he was on anti-allergy pills, which made him pee everywhere. And he was a big dog. So when he peed, it was like a freaking lake. And so I was sick of putting up with that. And I was doing my research, and like it could have been chicken, and then I switched him to lamb, and he was still having problems. And the thing is, it's processed, right? So why keep fighting it? Like, let's give them real food as long as it's healthy choices for them. I mean, they're going to probably eat better than a lot of my friends' kids who go to McDonald's, you know? So why shouldn't we give them real food? They deserve to have healthy food as well. But so my old dog had this vegetarian kibble, and he loved it. He ate it all the time. And then I took him camping with a group of friends. And for me, I was vegan at the time. And so it only made sense to me, similar to now, like, why am I going to feed him meat if I'm not eating meat and he's not physically required to have it? My cats, I'm never going to do this to them because that's like, it's not part of their makeup. They're like, they need to have meat. So, I took him camping, and then I was giving him, you know, nectarines as a snack, and he was loving it. And then one of my friends threw over like a flank steak or something, like super nasty. And then that was it. He was like, I'm not having your peaches. Screw you, lady. I'm eating this bone. So I lost him after that. But then as he got a little bit older, he had really bad arthritis. And so I had him on a special food for arthritis that actually had what is it called? Fatty lipped mussels in it. And so it was kind of like, not technically seafood based, but it had a lot of that in it, and less like chicken. I don't even think it had any chicken in it. I can't remember. But he loved it, and it helped him a lot. But these guys, technically, the only thing wrong with them is tapeworms, which meat. So let's cut that out and see if they are good like this. And like I said, I'm just going to test this for a month, see how they do. I'm going to keep track of their weight. Maybe I'll do blood tests in, like, financially depending, in a couple of, like, maybe 2 months, just to see where they're at. Because obviously I don't want to harm them in any way either. So now I'm mashing. Mash, mash. Just to kind of get it soggier so I can make my little patties. And then I have to weigh this. And yes, this is going to be more work on the days that I make it, but once this is made, it's going to be good for a little while. So I don't have to, and I can make this in batches and freeze it off, and then I don't have to worry about it again for however long this lasts me, because I'm not really sure how many portions this is going to do since it's the first time I'm doing it. You can be vegan, Jen. Follow Forks Over Knives to follow all the weightlifters who are vegan. You can do it. Anyone can do it. It's just, are you willing to put in the effort and the time that it's going to take? Because it's probably going to be way more food prep than you do now, and more research and everything. But it absolutely can be done. Anyone can do it. Okay. And for the record, like, somebody asked me that last night. Yeah, it is really hard, but I mean, for me, it's really hard consciously to eat meat. So it's what you're comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with that myself, so I can't do it. I feel horrible when I eat it. So, but for the record, I'm not vegan. For those of you who I know are confused, I am vegan at home because it's just I just don't buy any animal products in my house. But out in the real world, if I'm at a restaurant and, like, there's most likely, when I'm with the majority of my friends who aren't vegan, there's not going to be a really good vegan option for me to eat, so I will still eat seafood. And occasionally cheese might sneak in there if I'm like sharing an appetizer with somebody, but for the most part I try to avoid it. But I'm not the type of person who's like crazy about salad. So no, I'm not 100% vegan. So I don't want to give a false impression and then you go out to eat with me and I'm like, I'm going to have the shrimp. So I eat the animals still that I just don't feel as bad for. But I'm sure if I do more research, which I've been holding back from, then I will feel bad for the fishes and the shrimpies and the lobsters. Because no matter what, they're alive, they fight for their lives, they have some sort of feeling. So, but like I said, I don't judge anybody else who still eats meat. It's a journey, and like Jen said, it is hard, and it's hard when you don't surround yourself with like-minded people, like anything in life that you're trying to be different. If you don't have people who agree with you, then you're constantly sort of justifying your choices in life, and that's no fun either. But I've been like, back and forth. No, I'm not following a specific recipe. I'll post what I'm following in the comments. I just found this picture in this like vegan dog group page, and I read about it and I asked some questions and it seems pretty legit, so I'm following that. They basically just give you a basic guideline and then you do what you want. So they'll have variety, like it's not always going to be these same ingredients. Look how much friggin' rice I have left. I really didn't measure that out well. I'm going to be eating rice myself for a while. Pescatarian? Well, that's more like what I am, actually. I'm more like pescatarian. That's way easier to do than vegan, especially if you like to eat out. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. Looks pretty mashed up. Mush it up? I love that song. Or is it Light It Up? Light It Up. Okay, I won't play any music because Facebook's cracking down on people playing music in the background for copyright infringement, and they'll take my video down if I'm playing music. You can't, that's another thing, like they say, this doesn't have to be solely their whole diet. This can be something where you take away, say like you put them down to a quarter the amount or half the amount of kibble that they normally would eat, and then you put this into the rest, because why not give them whole foods? Why not give them vegetables and fruits and herbs and everything? It's very good for them. So I read a study actually where dogs who started getting vegetables and everything into their diet, like not processed, even if they still ate some kibble, it lowered the risk of cancer, lowered the urinary tract infections. They had longer lifespans, lowered heart disease, like things. And like right now, I think the stats are 1 in 2 dogs will develop cancer. And it's you can kind of contribute it to that they don't eat anything but processed food. So kibble was invented to make people's lives easier. I'm not bashing kibble, but I'm not going to support it either for my pets, because I've seen them like thrive on raw food up until Marmalade got tapeworms, which it's not 100% sure that that's how she got them, but it's a high chance, because I have to, if I would just feed them the raw food completely frozen, the risk would be minimal to none. But if because of Picasso and his lack of teeth, he can't have it frozen because he can't chew through it, so I have to defrost it. So all of them get it defrosted. Since they're so little, I have to take these blocks out at a time, and so they all get it slightly defrosted. And so Marmalade probably just got a little piece that had some worms in it, because it could be from pork or like sheep. I don't even know if this guy uses sheep in his food, but it was a mixed protein, so I don't even know which animals were in their food. So I'd rather know what I'm feeding them, just like you would rather know what you were feeding yourself, I hope. So, oh, Cheryl's on. Cheryl, are you going to tell me that this is horrible? Cheryl is my vet tech friend. She works in a vet clinic, and she's very knowledgeable, but we disagree on almost everything. So it'll be interesting to hear what you think, Cheryl. They're eating a very good recipe that I'm mixing up for them. You're probably going to be happier that I'm doing this than raw, mind you, because I know you don't like the raw. So, okay, so this is super mushy. Let me check my sweet potato. And like I said, if the sweet potato is not ready now, I'll eat it. And they'll have carrots instead. I need a fork. It's still kind of hard in the middle, and I don't think Picasso will be able to eat that. How would you? Oh yeah, you feed raw? I thought you went back to kibble. You can do exactly what I'm saying. Lower the quantity of raw and mix in some of this. Do you buy the premium or do you buy just the plain meat and bones? Because if it's just the meat and bones, then you can definitely add this, and that will give them much more of a balanced nutrition than just bones and meat. But if you're feeding the premium, you don't really need to do this because that's complete. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm going to do carrots instead because, like I said, $18 for, like, I have food for them. Like, I have a whole bag of carrots. I have a whole bag of rice. I have a whole bag of beets. So I have, look at all this kale. Look at all this kale. So, and I have bananas, which are for me, but they can have some. I bought them because it's Mr. P's special day. Oh, okay, well, Nat, they should definitely be eating vegetables then because China should definitely be eating something like this because she's not getting enough from what I've been reading. She needs to have some of this as well to give her, because a lot of these ingredients have really good properties. I don't remember what they are, but they're really good. Look at these beautiful blueberries. I'm gonna eat one. They're good. So this is going to be their little snickle snackle for Mr. P's birthday celebration after their dinner. So I'm going to just take, what am I supposed to have? Hold on. 1/8 of my recipe of red veggies. So I need 1/2 cup of carrots. So I'm just going to grate it. Where's my little mini, sorry, I have to open the cupboard because that's where my mini grater is. It's a close-up of my eyes. Ooh. Okay. So I need a cutting board. Oh, let's just go over here for a moment. Sorry. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Hi. Okay. My carrot. And my little mini grater. Actually, you know what? This mini grater's not going to be fast enough. My apologies. I forgot that I attached that right in front of the friggin' cupboard door that I just opened. Oh, do I have boogers? I think I have one booger. All right, take 2. Grater. So I'm going to use the really fine side because, like I said, Mr. P's a little wimp dog, and this is his special day. So we got to make it as simple as possible for that little bear. Let's watch the carrot for a bit. Oh, that's my boobs. This is a good arm workout. So not only are you helping making your pets healthier, but you can get yourself in shape by preparing their vegetables. Just don't cut yourself. See? Look, I jinxed myself. I said, don't cut yourself, and I sliced right into my thumb. All right, that looks good. Let's measure that out. Of course, I grated too much carrot. I guess I can make a second batch because I have all that rice. Okay, There's my half a cup of grated carrots going into my giant bowl here. This looks good. I'm gonna taste it, even though I didn't wash that carrot. But look, I'm at risk of getting tapeworms right now with my dog, so I don't think a little dirty carrot's gonna kill me. Although, what's that thing going around with vegetables right now? Listeria? Maybe I'll get that. Okay, I'm gonna taste it. And the thing is, oh shit, I'm gonna break this house down. Okay, the thing is, notice how I didn't tie back my hair to be sanitary, because it's just the dogs eating it. So if they get one of my hairs in there, they're not gonna care. They might choke a bit, but I get their hairs in my mouth all the time, so fuck them. Okay. No, my vet said unless, I asked my vet, I freaked out, because I always joke that I have a tapeworm, because I always stay thin, and I can eat a lot. And I was like, do I have to get dewormed also? And she started laughing, and she was like, unless you're like eating their poop, chances are you're okay. So I haven't eaten their poop, so whatever, they should be fine. Okay, I'm gonna get my scale because I have to measure this out. Here's my hair dye scale. And when this is on my table, people think I'm a drug dealer. But I'm not. I'm a hair color dealer. Okay, so I have to measure. Can somebody please calculate for me, because I'm using my phone, and so, yeah, that I know of. Can someone please calculate for me how many ounces 0.3 pounds is? Because I don't know what that is, and I need someone to measure that for me. Because, Ryan, you say dirty messages to me while I'm filming and trying to be professional. Not that this cooking show is professional, but it's a family show, okay? Is anyone measuring that for me so I can move on? Because these dogs are hungry. 0.3 pounds. How many ounces is that? Please. I feel like it's going to be the tiniest amount. They're going to be like bugging me for more. Am I black under my eyes? Yeah, you're a saint, all right. 36 what? Oh, ounces. Thanks. I thought you were trying to tell me your age. Okay, so 36 ounces. So let me switch this. Am I yelling? I feel like I always yell on this show. This show. How am I? Okay, 36 ounces, you say. That's what you meant, right? That can't be right. It's not 36 ounces, because this already is 2 ounces. You're giving me crazy numbers. Okay, somebody who's serious. Thank you, Jen. I knew I could rely on you. Fucking Ryan. Okay, this is looking like it makes more sense. I feel like they need a little added flavor in here, though. So I'll be trying to find, probably the ginger and the turmeric would make it taste better. 4.8, so right now I'm at 4.85. Perfect. Okay. So this is their bowl. You answered first. Oh, I see that. No, you answered second according to the, Jen answered, and then you answered, and then Jen answered again because she didn't feel like she was heard. Ding, ding, ding. Know what you win? A little bowl of this. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to wet my hands. Wait, I'm going to get my little, I'm going to use this thing. Or maybe I'll use a muffin tin, because then I can put that in the freezer. Yeah. I'm going to use a little muffin tin. And I'm going to pack this. It's a little higher than the muffin tin, but I'm going to pack this in the muffin tin. I wonder if I should have sprayed this first. Huh. We'll find out when I can't get this out. Okay, so let's go again and measure out 4.8 and see how many doses I get. And I only feed them once a day because my friends Elaine and Rob started doing that when they watched the dogs for me, and it's just simpler and it helps me control how often they poop. I'll give it to Marmalady because she needs to gain weight. Ooh, perfect dose of 4.8. Okay, I don't think this little thing is going to do too much, but like I said, I made a shit ton too much rice, and I have still 3 more cans of beans that I can use, and all those veggies, so I think I can make a really good batch here. I'm loving that I'm doing this. I feel proud of myself right now. I won't cook that well for myself all the time, but the littles deserve nothing but the best. Because they're good kids. They bring me... Because you're supposed to give Nat the dosage, the quantity that you're supposed to give them is 2 or I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 to 4% of their body weight, either 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. So I'm giving them 3% of their body weight because they're just little 10-pound fools. So I'm just giving them, which is 0.3 pounds, so they're getting 4.8 ounces. Okay, this makes a nice little... Okay, so this is enough to fill 5 little muffins. So that would be, this whole thing would be 5 days worth. No, not even, because I have 3 dogs. So my sweet potato, actually my sweet potato probably is right. I should turn off the oven. Oh, I can use the sweet potato in the second batch because this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is only a day and 2/3 worth. So if I want for a week, I need to make a hell of a lot more of this. Okay, so I'm going to keep making this until I don't have anything left on my counter. And well, until my beans are gone, because I have to go with the beans. And see how long that takes, how many days I get out of it. Yeah, I do have too many dogs, but I love them. And that's it. So let's see how Mr. P likes this. Let's let him eat first because it's his birthday. And he's 13, so he's old and elders first. Okay, and Kalua's probably going to try and eat it from him because she's a bitch. That's 3.65, but I'll give him some blueberries. All right, Mr. P, it's birthday eating time. Let's take this down. Let's flip it. There's Mr. P Brain. Mr. P Brain, he's deaf, so I have to get him to come over. And there he's gonna eat. No, Kalua, you'll get your own. Wait. Oh my God. No, Marmalade, no. He loves it. Nope. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Happy birthday, Kalua, to you. I should sign it. Happy birthday. I don't know how to sign. Happy. Get away, you fools. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. P Brain. Happy birthday to you. How's it going? He's loving it. He is loving it. The bowl is moving from him. Let's just dump it on the floor. Make his life easier. And with it like this, I don't have to worry that there's all kinds of E. coli on my floor all the time. So this is like, I think this is going to be awesome, except that I'm going to have to make this a lot. Marmalade, move. Vultures. Vultures. All right, well, he's going to town. I'll give the girls theirs. Come. Come. No, don't touch his. Don't touch. Okay. Wait. Wait. Here's one for Kahlua and Marmalade. Okay. Everyone seems pretty happy. And it's still going to just take seconds for them to finish their meal, which I love because I hate when dogs take forever to eat their food. And look, I got it on my fingers, and I can lick it. And it's not gross. Yeah, Marmalade is pretty. Mr. P is almost done. He's looking for more. Now, I'm very curious to see if they're going to have diarrhea, because that's a lot of fiber. And if they do, maybe I'll have to adjust something. Because when they feed dogs raw food, did you like that, Mr. P Brain? When you feed them raw food, they have really compact poop. So I might have to always keep their little tail feathers very short so they don't have poopy bums. And now let's just give them a few blueberries for fun. That's too many. Watch how crazy Mr. P goes for blueberries. He's like a, ow! Jesus, his jaw is strong. He's like a baby bird. Here, go. He's not good at eating. Like, these should all be off the ground by now. Come on, dude. There, see, he has to get it right in his mouth. Right in the kisser. Here, you dummy. Come on. Come on, look. You can not get your blueberry. There. All right. A bright light. Okay, so that's it. So I have to make 18 more gallons of this so that I have enough for the week. If I can have enough until Sunday, that'll be good, because then I'll make more Sunday night. So that's it. So that is the vegan dog food, and I will keep you guys posted on how this goes. And if in a month I decide this is a horrible idea, I will be honest and let you know. But I'm feeling good about it so far. I will expect there to be some messy poops for the first little while until they get used to it. That's pretty normal. And that's it. So have a lovely evening. I'm going to take them outside because they might poop right away since they just ate all that. And that's enough talk about poop. Have a great night. Bye.